And Prime Minister Narendra Modi reminiscent the journey of Make in India campaign that started 11 years ago. Taking to social media platform X, he said, and I quote him here, 11 years ago on this day, the Make in India initiative was launched with a vision to add momentum to India's growth and tap into our nation's entrepreneurial potential. It is gladdening to see how hashtag 11 years of Make in India has contributed to furthering economic strength and laying the foundation for Atmanirbharta. It has encouraged innovation and job creation across sectors. Unquote. And to get you more on this, I am joined by the guest of the day, Mr. Shubhamoy Bhattacharjee, who is a senior economic journalist. Good afternoon, Mr. Bhattacharjee. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi once again pushed for Make in India at the International Trade Show of UP as well. Earlier as well, from E-Vitara in Gujarat to Prime Minister's Mitra Park in Bhopal, which are the two of the most recent pushes where Prime Minister has included the industry leaders in this initiative. The vision is clear: to become a developed nation by the year 2047. Now, how crucial can the role of business leaders become for India's vision of becoming completely self-reliant in this effort and push?
Very significant, considering that we are talking of a very short time length. This is already 2025, we are talking of 2047, and it's not that is as if we reach somewhere on 2047, but it's a journey that starts and, sort of keeps on adding momentum. Now, to do all of that, one of the things that the private sector needs to do is to push ahead with investment. And investment both in research and development as well as investment in expanding capacity. Both of those work coterminously. We have to see evidence of that. The Prime Minister's push is very clear. The path that has been laid out by the government is also very clear. It's up to the private sector now to show that they have the capacity to be able to be part of this journey.
And also, we are celebrating 11 years of Make in India. Many initiatives have been announced by the government for ensuring ease of doing business for various stakeholders. Also, we talked about the next gen GST reform when you joined us for that discussion as well. And from next gen GST to simplified compliance, a lot of initiatives have been undertaken by the government. How do you reflect at the progress made so far?
Essentially, what has been done is to create the platform. So GST, as you were talking about, GST itself, when it was set up in 2017, was a very seminal change because it brought all the indirect taxes together. The change that has been done this year in September has essentially sort of made it a very smart tax of essentially just two rates, 5 and 18%. Along with that, we have to look at what has been done in the banking sector. We have to look at what has been done in investment by the government, in public sector, in public issues like public infrastructure, like roads, airports, and so many other sectors. We also have to look at the changes that have been done in the financial architecture. So these have all laid the foundation for a very good investment push. In fact, we've been getting the benefit of these, but it's now, again, as I said, up to the investors to take advantage of what has been possible and to show results. Yeah.
And also, when we talk about the events like UP International Trade Show, they not only serve as a ground for international collaboration, inviting more investments in India, but also ensures more employment opportunities for Indians in the country itself. How do you assess the multifaceted benefits such events provide to the common people?
And what happens is that we have been having investments in very specific, states. While those are very, very heartening and very laudable, we need to expand the space for investments to other sectors. It can't just be that only very few states in India would be pushing the investment, while there are several other states which need and have the capacity and have the potential to improve, but have not yet moved ahead. So one of the states where there's a lot of promise that's coming up is definitely UP. As you would have seen, UP has not only increased the pace of its growth of the state domestic product, it is also very smartly leading in many other sectors. For instance, in integrating retail into the value chain. Now, those are the sort of things that we need to really push ahead and to keep our sight in stick to ensure that there is a substantial sort of a corresponding change that comes from private sector investment, private sector companies planning to come to investment in the state. Yeah.
And very quickly, what more can be done to invite such stakeholders who can ensure India's push to Make in India campaign, ensuring that we become a developed nation by the year 2047?
Focused, very focused outlook on investment. State governments like UP have to ensure that everything, every agency of the government is focused on helping investors develop. We are saying that we will be able to create a growth rate which is better than China. So we have to look at what the Chinese state governments have done in terms of ensuring that every possible handicap that a company can face is cleared immediately in terms of land, in terms of labor, in terms of power supply, in terms of transportation linkages. These have to not just be on paper, but have to be shown to be implemented on the ground. And that's very important.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Shubhamoy Bhattacharjee, for joining us and bringing us a rounded perspective on the Make in India campaign.